What is going on, everyone? How are y'all doing today? We are here to kick off the playing stage, the World Cup, the first match we are casting and bringing you here. I'm Vinny, and I'm joined by my co-host today, BYosh.
Yo, what's good, everybody? My name is BYosh. If you guys don't know me, we're in here for a lot of fun. Kicking off the group or the play-in stages for the Mario Kart Wii World Cup. So, in a second here, we're gonna pull up a graphic, just kind of tell you guys what this play-in stage is all about. So, um, the main stage of the Mario Kart World Cup is going to be the Swiss stage, and that has opened for 16 spots, and we've had 18 teams register. So, right now, these play-in stages are going to be a single round robin. So each team is going to play all the other three of the three nations there. Top two teams are going to move on into those last two seeds for our Swiss stage, and then once we once we get to the Swiss stage, a lot more of that information will be shared to you guys, like seedings, where these teams are going to be, and all that stuff. So our four teams in our play-in stage this year are going to be Asia, Maghreb, which are going to be the two teams that are going to be playing today. And we've also got Italy and Spain as well. So a lot has happened within these play-in stages so far. We've been blessed to have a match already. So we'll get you guys filled in here in a second. Maghreb and Spain were able to play their first matches here on Wednesday. Maghreb was down, I believe, like 20 going into the last race. They got a top 3-5 and squeaked out with a 9-point win against Team Spain. So they're going to be taking a 1-0 lead, and that's going to be really huge for them coming down the stretch here.
Yeah, absolutely. Like that just gives them a whole lot of momentum to work with. Now they don't really kind of feel like their backs are against the wall here, and they don't feel like they are absolutely in the driver's seat coming in against Asia today. Like that comeback win at the last race was just a huge momentum boost. Like I don't know if you guys watched the streams of the POVs, but if you didn't, you heard the call. Like they were pumped up. Like they love that win. That just fired them up so much. And I think they definitely have the roster to do it and to move into the Swiss stage, absolutely. But they will have their hands full today against a pretty good Asia lineup. But it should be a fun and exciting match, close match for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. A win here for Maghreb is going to be very huge for them because top two teams advance. If you get 2 wins, you're sitting pretty good. It's not an auto lock, but you're going to be feeling a lot better when you go play Italy later this weekend. If you're Team Maghreb, if you're Team Asia, this is obviously your first match of the year for you. You haven't played anything. You've got a lot of expectations. This lineup is not their best. We'll dive into that here in a second. But if you're Team Asia, you want to just make sure you're going out guns blazing and make sure you're just staying consistent the entire time. Don't let Maghreb take a big comeback lead here like they did on Wednesday against Team Spain. So without further ado, we get to start taking a look here at some lineups. We've got, for Team Asia, we're going to start off here. We've got Sinclair, Juice, Fire, MHS, and Elias going in the bagging department. And if anybody doesn't know, real quick, since we do have some new people in here, we have 140 people tuning into the stream. Thank you guys so much for coming out. Mario Kart Wii is a little bit different from 8 Deluxe or any of the other competitive Mario Karts that you've seen in the past. So Mario Kart Wii offers a 5v5 competitive experience here with 4 people going forward as the runners, as you see here on this graphic. And then you've also got 1 bagger, which their main purpose is going to be driving backwards to get that shock item. For Asia, that's going to be Elias taking care of that position here for you. And as you watch these POVs, you'll be able to see kind of like how that bagging works and seeing some of just the crazy strategies that they have to pull off just to even go backwards like 5 feet in some of these tracks. It's absolutely insane. So going in with this Asia squad, this is not, as I said before, this is not their best lineup. Their expected lineup for a lot of these matches is going to be Fire, Juice, Sinclair as their main 3, and then, or as the main 3 that are here today. We've also are missing Lexin, who is not playing this match, and then Eric, who is normally their bagger, that is not playing in this match. So we see a lot of, a lot of these main characters missing here. Well, we're going to see how that may potentially play out here with Team Asia. Vinny, do you have any regards on what that may hold for them?
Yeah, I mean, as you said, they are missing some key players. Like this is not their complete lineup. I know you to echo what you said. It definitely could hurt. They could play a negative side effect. You know, like one player I want to look at who's not in the lineup is Lexin. Now I played with Lexin a little bit like in base when like doing GC screens and stuff. Also I've seen him play in AP. He's been playing in AP for a number of years. He's been playing the game competitively since I believe like 2009. So like, he has a ton of experience. And I just feel like his like calm presence in call and is kind of like that even keel mindset to keep the mentality down if they're kind of getting tilted if something's not going their way. Plus his knowledge of the game, I think really does make a positive impact in these lineups and really help boost them. But his absence might kind of hurt it just a little bit. You know, like I mean, they still have some really good runners like Juice for instance, and Sinclair, really good runners. Probably see them up at the top a lot, but you do have to kind of wonder if maybe the experience on the side might be lacking just a little bit in this lineup, and we'll see. Maybe it does maybe it have an impact in the war, maybe not, but definitely something to keep in line as they are not using their main lineup. Absolutely.
Yeah, I totally agree with you there. As you take a look at this history column here, they've had some really big success with 2021 and 2020, both taking decently good spots within their respective groups and Swiss stages in the past. Um, why you could be asking why are they in the play-in in the first place? They've lost a lot of skill from these past couple years. Just for example, Gabriel and Emil both were big players, big name players for Team Asia's in the past. Emil has gone respectively um, to go to play for India, and you've also had players like Pi and Charge, um, also in the past with this team, help be able to level up that Asia squad to get these 10th and 12th places, these decent spots within these group stages. And I gotta ask with a lot of like these missing higher up. I don't want to say higher up talents because that may not be the right wording, but a lot of these experienced players that have done World Cups before that have helped been the face of these teams in the past. Missing that, you see Asia, tumble down to these playing stages. How do you think that's gonna? I wonder how that's gonna essentially help play out, and see if Asia even makes a spot within the Swiss stage in the first place. See how harshly that's gonna affect them.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Like, their skill, their talent has definitely taken a bit of a hit this year, like a little bit of a noticeable hit. Uh, so we'll have to see if they do make it out playing. So I think they have, I think they could definitely have the talent. They do have the potential to make it out of the playing stage. But I feel like with Asia, they need their main lineup, in my opinion. And today they don't have their main lineup, so I don't know. But I think they need their main lineup to have a chance to make it out of the playing stage. Because as you said, it's top two teams that make it out. And I mean that's a pretty big ask for sure. And if you're not using your main players, I feel like it's really gonna hurt them in a big way because they need I think all hands on deck for sure. So yeah, I think it's just gonna depend on whether if they're even gonna use their main lineup in the play-in stage. We'll have to see. You know, they're kind of like a wild card in that sense.
Yeah, it's gonna be very interesting to see how these play out, and I think through this first match, we may get a good idea of what that's gonna be. But rest assured, they've got two more matches after this, and we can't say the same about the other team that's playing today. So Asia does have a little bit of wiggle room. If stuff doesn't go their way today, that's totally all right. But with facing against Maghreb today, that's going to be a tough task to handle for them here. So without further ado, I mean, with that respect, we're going to see just how that plays out, and we're going to turn our attention over to Team Maghreb, a new team here for this World Cup, consisting of the northern countries of Africa. So we've got
Yeah.
here Shura, Brox, Nubbly, a last minute sub in for Medi, and Sasa going into the bagger battle. So we're gonna have Elias and Sasa in the bagging battle here. For just if you're looking for who's going backwards, those are gonna be your two guys there. This MGB team really has me excited. After watching that first stream, obviously, with just an insane comeback. As you can see, their record is 1-0, and their point differential is literally 9 points. That's how much they won that first match by against Team Spain. So a lot of this lineup is definitely, again, not their best. As we've seen, these are later times for these teams just in general. Their expected lineups at the beginning of the season were going to be Brox, Kareem, Nubbly, Shura, and Sasa. So having this essentially missing piece in Kareem here is going to be very interesting to see how Maghreb is going to be able to handle that. But you've got strong runner profiles with Shura and Brox, and Nubbly being able to emerge out. He's been riding with Luminescence and a couple other teams in the Grand Star Cup, which is Mario Kart Wii's main, essentially team war league for the past couple of years as well. But yeah, and seeing those three be able to pop off and have a good time, and seeing them how to getting that comeback on Wednesday, really able to see show some light into this team, see where they can go. It's gonna be very exciting for today's match, and yeah, I figured you got some insights on this last minute sub with Medi.
Yeah, so this is an interesting sub, like him subbing out for or him subbing in for Froge. I think this adds just like a little bit more running power. I think it to this MGB lineup, in my opinion. I haven't seen Medi play the game in a while, or I don't know if he has been playing or if he's been playing Mogies or whatnot. But I did used to play with him like in the while, and he was a good runner. Like I would see him. I know I used to play for I believe Team Gun a little bit. I see him in Worldwides all the time, but he would be constantly up in the front of the pack running it up. So I feel like this does have more running power to MGB, and this just makes their lineup even better in my opinion. I mean, he's already being paired with some great runners in Browser and Nubbly. I feel like this is a really strong starting forward for running, and then you obviously have a great bagger in Saz right there, who did get a lot of shots back in the match against Spain. But I would absolutely expect to see Shura and Nubbly for sure up there. Nubbly absolutely popped off in the Spain match, and Shura probably didn't score as much as he wanted to, but he when he's on his game, like he is a very strong runner, and obviously a very talented Daisy player can just casually just does glitch 3 for 3 all the time on BC Wii and Ultra on BC3 and whatnot. So I'd be worried if I was Asia for sure, because they are going up against a pretty formidable foe in Team Maghreb for sure.
Yeah, and I'm glad you talked about the bagging battle here. Sasa obviously having experience with Team Gun in D3 and Season 5 of the Grand Star Cup, and then Elias has had bagging experience with Team Asia in 2021 with the World Cup. So big stage here. That may throw off a couple of things, but in the end, it's going to be a really fun time for both of these teams, and I'm very excited to see how this is going to go. This could totally go any way imaginable. I feel like each team could totally win by 50, 100. This could totally be really close. Anything is possible within this game here. So if you guys haven't already, predictions have been set in the chat, so you guys can use your channel points to go predict who's going to win this match. And I'll ask you, Vinny, who do you think is your pick for this first play-in match?
I just have a feeling MGB is gonna take this. I mean, in my opinion, I think they have a little bit stronger of a running lineup, and I think their bagger is also a little bit on the stronger side. I think they have the better bagger. This is obviously no shade to Elias, obviously, but I just think Sasa is just a little bit more experience and a little more consistent strat. So I'm gonna take MGB in this match. What about you, BYosh?
Yeah, I could totally, again, as I said before, I could totally see this match going either way. Um, with I noticed some of the struggles with Maghreb in the beginning, where they've had a lot of missed opportunities within some of these races, and they were able to capitalize them on the end here. And it really is going to depend on how they're going to be able to play with those within this match, and to see how they're going to work out with that. So. Really, I feel like I may go Team Asia here. Actually, I'm very back and forth on this. I could really see this match going either way. So, I'm very interested to see how this is going to turn out here. As we're going to take a look here, I believe we've got 9 in room here. As we take a look at our POV, so. Yeah, we've got, I believe, if I can count correctly, that is 9 in room. We're just waiting on the bagger for, I believe, Maghreb. So, yeah, it's going to be very interesting. Very interesting how this match is going to play out as we're waiting for the last bagger to join in, and here we are. And without further ado, once this room starts, we're going to kick off some World Cup here on Mario Kart Central Wii. So, yeah. I wish everybody like this playing. I hope everybody in chat is gonna have some fun. And yeah, what do you think is gonna happen here at the beginning here, Vinny? You got any prediction?
I don't know. I mean, I don't really have, I don't know if I have any prediction at least for the beginning, but I mean, I've been saying MGB. I've been praising their running power this whole time. So you know what? I'm gonna say Asia gets off to a strong start and wins these first couple of races and kind of so maybe MGB just starts coming back a little bit in the middle, but I'm just gonna wing it. I'm gonna go out on a limb and say outside because we want excitement, right? We want this to be a close match the whole way. So I'm gonna say Asia will jump out to an early lead, in my opinion. And if that happens, it's gonna be either Juice or Sinclair racking up the points, in my opinion.
Yeah, I could totally see that going that way. I'd love to see how these teams are going to be able to handle momentum if they do jump out to these like 50, 60 point leads. As we've seen, as like if you guys watch any of our Grand Star Cup casts, you've seen these teams jump out to 50, 60 point leads after one GP of these three GP matches, and then you've seen them just kind of slowly collapse over time and create these last second, victories or losses for these games. And you bear to wonder here if Asia does jump out to this lead, is Maghreb going to claw back into it as they've played that last match really close on Wednesday. That 9 point win is not going to sit really well here for Team Asia, as they just got to wonder, do they have enough presence to if they get a lead to hold it and to go from there, and how are you going to deal with like this mindset going into this? Because I mean, they've obviously I'm hoping they've warred before this. This isn't like their first war together as a team, as we've seen a lot of scrims kind of go on between these different World Cup teams over the past couple weeks. I'm just very interested to see how this Asia team is going to essentially is essentially going to produce within these matches. And I feel like even if you see a 50, 60 point jump here at this first, like these first couple races or these first 4 to 6 races, I don't think anything's held into stone yet. I don't think anything's going to be over, because if I've seen anything about this game after playing it for the past 3 years, no lead is safe within the Mario Kart Wii community.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, there no truer words can be said about that statement right there. Like no, like any team can come back anytime, especially with teams of the with this type of talent and with it being World Cup and no one wanting to lose. Like they're literally fighting for for pride for their nation or for their region or whatever in MKW in the MKW community. So these players want it badly and they're gonna do whatever it takes to get it done for their guys. And I would not be surprised whatsoever if it's just back and forth this whole time. If we see some really great plays, some niche plays coming out from either team, maybe some niche backing strats as well. You never know. Like I'm sure we will see at least some of that coming out here. But yeah, there should be a bloodbath here. Should be a fight to the last race. I would imagine, definitely. I'll predict that. That would be my main prediction for this match. Is it'll come down to the last race.
Gotcha. Yeah, and we're just waiting for the room to start here. We're having looks like an issue with a live stream being pulled up for one of the team members on MGB here. So looks like the room's gonna be starting at 19. So you guys got a minute to chill out. Get your last second predictions in here. Get your popcorn, relax out, have some fun. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the show with us here, as we're gonna be in here for one wild ride of a match here.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Like this should be very entertaining. Dude, don't go anywhere. Make sure you are seated and ready to watch a great entertaining World Cup match, hopefully, whenever the room does get started. Um I guess BYosh, I do have one question to ask you. We talked about team who's gonna win the team, but let's talk about MVPs a little bit. Who's your MVP pick for this match if you had to pick someone? These two
Ooh,
teams.
that's a good question. Taking like from the one match that we've seen out of this Maghreb team, Brox had like an astounding individual performance compared to the other players. I believe it was like around like 110 to 120, and then like the next person up was Nubbly, and that was around like the 88 point range. Um, and completely pulling my bias aside, I really think Brox is gonna be able to pull it back up again here. I wouldn't be surprised to see a big point performance from him or from just any of this Maghreb team. Brox really stood up and led a push last time for this Maghreb team. I think it's gonna be Brox is gonna step up again here, but we could totally see anybody else step up.
Definitely. That's a good pick. For me, for my opinion, really quick before the race starts, I'll say Nubbly here. I say he's gonna pop off again and put up a 100 plus performance and help carry Team Maghreb as this war is finally getting started, and we will see the two tracks being picked so far is DDR and N64 Battles Castle, with Team Maghreb picking N64 Battles Castle and Team Asia picking Dry Ruins here. So let's officially get this show on the road, folks. Hope you all enjoy this match here. It should be fun. Should be entertaining, hopefully close.
Yeah, that's for sure here. As we can describe a little bit of these track picks here, as we're gonna see RBC coming out for this first race here. This is gonna be a lot of if for the teams that are starting like positions 2 and 4, that's gonna be kind of like that those positions that are gonna work best for you, as you're gonna be able to try to draft first up here, try to get a lead off of just try to get a lead off the jump here, try to just run the rest of this track out.
Yeah, as we see Juice running it up here in first so far, is going to get bumped early by Sinclair as he's ahead. As we see a top 3 early on from Team Asia. MHS coming up in first place here. So far off to a really strong start, although he's going to have to, Juice going to have to slow down a little bit to avoid running into the wall there. But just try and do a little bit of slagging with this Nana here and keep Team MGB back. But I would imagine we might see a couple cut takers in here. So far, no. So far, still Saw's holding strong with a TC, and we get past, and Juice is off the track already, and he's gonna be back in 8th. And there goes the top, the top spot so far. Just right now, a 6-8 right now for Team Asia, and Shura being the one MGB member in the back so far early on here.
Yeah, that was just an unfortunate rally there for Juice. Interesting to see how he's gonna be able to claw back from that here. As we do see a bomb go off, get fire back in 8th here. And gonna be a little interesting here. If you're MGB right now, you're chilling. You've got these mid spots back up, as Juice is gonna try to take a stab into these middle spots here. We've got Asia running top 2 still, and the question is here is, are they gonna be able to hold on to that? What is that blue play gonna be for them? And then what are they gonna be able to do with holding on these top spots or onto these middle spots for MGB, as we see Juice just slicing through these middle spots, taking a top 2-4 here for Asia.
And really quick, I do want to say, someone does have shock. I'm not sure exactly who it is. One of the baggers did go forwards right before the respawn up here. So shock is one of them does have shock, but we'll see in just a second which one it is. But for now, it's you see Asia still top 3 again. Juice is gonna draft MHS here, and Asia still occupying the top spots. I think MGB has shock, if I'm not mistaken, because I think they ran away at 9th after that. But and if they are in the back spots, which I believe they are, and keep holding those, if they do have dodges, they could bring this race back. But we shall see, as Asia's still in command of this race right now on RBC, and we see some players spinning out there in the back. But if they do have shock, it should come pretty soon here. We'll just have to see here.
Yeah, I would have, if it wasn't Asia shock, I thought we would have seen it when with a blue there about at the beginning of the lap. I'm kind of surprised that if they did have that shock, that's when we were going to see it. So if anything, that more than confirms that Maghreb shock coming in here. Is Asia is just going to take this first place here. One Lias or Elias here is going to be that bagger there, securing a top 3 there for Asia. What a huge start for this team. With a lot of uncertainty coming in, it's looking pretty darn good so far for them. As we're going to take a look here, we're going to see these initial scores in here coming in for this race here. Big race, big race for Asia. Waiting to see if that's going to be a top 3. Where that last person ended up, they totally could have gotten a top 4. Who knows? Anything is possible, I feel like, with that. And yeah, there it is, top 4 for Team Asia. What a start! If you wanted to start to kick off this World Cup, this is the start that you wanted. With your first trip here down to the play-ins, you want to show, hey, we ain't supposed to be here in the first place. Let's just take our top 4 and get out of here pretty quickly.
Absolutely. You could not ask for a better start from Team Asia here. I did say that Asia could jump out to this early lead here. And so far, my prediction has come true as they absolutely dominated that race. They were just up there the whole time. I didn't see many Asia members back there. I did see Fire for just a little bit, but he made his way up there, and Asia just absolutely dominated RBC. That's what you're supposed to do when you're in starting spots that you are on RBC. Like, it was full steam ahead for them. They did not relinquish those spots. And yeah, we didn't see Shocky use till the very end there, so shock wasn't really a factor. And for MGV, that's very unfortunate. I don't know if they didn't pull dodges or anything like that, but they just could not contest those top spots from Asia. And that's on RBC. If you can't contest those top spots, it's GG's. Like, might as well pack your bags on that track and just move on to the next race. But yeah, for MGB, they just got to reset focus. They do get their track pick of Peach Gardens here, so we'll see if they can take full advantage of that and kind of bring this war back, because you don't want it to get out of hand this early on, especially in a match with these kinds of stakes.
Absolutely. We do see a Peach Gardens pick here for MGB. This track is known for a lot of catch up. As you see that first big turn with those with the flower bed there, that's a big shroom shortcut. Try to mix up these top spots here as MGB is trying to just try to, mix in, try to get back into those top spots. As we do see briefly that bagger battle here, MGB taking that slight 10th place to lead here. And it is 30 seconds, so we could see a shot coming up here, being pulled any second for either of these teams here. Very interesting to see how that plays out here. We do have Juice in fire here, top two for Asia, rounding around this first lap. Interesting to see if they're going to be able to hold on to that. MGB 3 and 4 for there. As looks like Juice is going to take a blue here. Kind of interesting to see how that goes. Looks like took the wide line to enable Fire to take on first. Looks like we got an MGB Shroomer up here. MGB is 1-3-4 going in strong here.
Yeah,
For
MGB's
yeah.
they've kind of made their way. Yeah, they've made their way back up and trying to get into Josh all the way back in seventh now to that blue chain to chain this blooper into a star. So a good item for him. Someone is holding shots. So we'll see if Asia doesn't have shot, if he'll try to predict it right now. I believe it was Maghreb who's in 10th, if I'm not mistaken, or someone just turned around. You can correct me if I'm wrong with that. But you see MHS back here as well. It's a lot of mid spots for Team Asia right now. Josh will go into a star here. See someone falling off. Shock will be
Come
coming
in
in
here.
right here. He will dodge up and chains triple shrooms. That you could not have asked for a better chain from that. He should be able to overtake. No, maybe might be able to. He'll probably stay in first here, but for Team Asia, it's just now all of a sudden. Oh, is he does get back into first here. We'll see. We'll see if Asia can take advantage of that shock. Because I do believe that wasn't Asia's shock. If I'm not mistaken, it had to be. Josh is gonna play some bananas tight there to trying to kill MGB. And unless there's a blue, he should be securing first here. We see Shura in second right now. Um, and yeah, a first place for Josh. So nice dodge. He got the perfect chain. I don't know if he gets first if he doesn't chain triple shrooms there or not, as Nubbly did have a little bit of a break, but those shrooms just proved too much for Nubbly there. As looked like I bet another good race for Asia potentially there.
Yeah, it looks like actually either doubly hit dog, and if that's the case, he's going to hear about that from me later. And if not, it looks like he may have disconnected even. He kind of just like vanished off. I didn't really see him kind of afterwards. And if that's the case, we're going to go into a reset here, which is potentially what we'll see here. It depends on what we're going to see from the results. And yeah, it looks like Nubbly in that 10th spot. Normally those baggers are going to be those bottom two. For you guys that are new to the Mario Kart Wii scene, we're normally those bottom two spots are a bagger. If you see a runner down there, most likely it's going to be a disconnection. So I'm interested to see how this is going to play out here for both teams, as we do see a reset called by MGB. So we're going to, we get to take some personal time with me and Vinny as we wait for these teams to reset and fill up the room. And maybe, just maybe, we can get the scores in for as well. We've been having a little bit of issues with the bots to try to get that score going. So yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Like Asia could not have started this war off any better. I feel like they played those two races really well. You know, on Gardens they dropped back, they got the dodges. Elias did a great job of getting shock there, and I feel like they used that shock really well. And they just they're out so far. They're outplaying MGB, especially on RBC there. And for MGB, they just gotta kind of take a mental reset. Hopefully, this reset will help them take this mental reset and get their mind straight again, because they know they have the talent to get this done, and they know they can do it. But when your mentality gets down like that, it's kind of hard to win. It's kind of hard to win and win these races, especially. You might see some tilting on the racetrack and maybe not playing as they should. But yeah, if you're Asia, it's full steam ahead. Like just keep playing like this. Make sure you have a game plan before every race. And also one thing that not a lot of people talk about, but is really good is getting the A place box too. I know especially in the higher divs, you'll see most teams they'll have one of the runners to go for an eighth, but it's just so important to get the A place box, try to get Bill for your bagger, as it also prevents the other team from getting Bill and potentially having a king of harboring a very crucial dodge and a better chance of your bagger getting shock. There, absolutely.
Yeah, and yeah, that's gonna be a huge thing here. Just to help out those baggers. If we see a Toads Factory pick, you're gonna see that a lot oftentimes. That bagger's even gonna go forward up until almost to that first jump pad, and just let these runners get these 9th place, 10th place boxes to go in and try to get that bullet bill. So then, if they're just sitting there chaining boxes, they're not gonna be pulling a bullet bill and then just giving free opportunities for the other team to get a shock. So very interesting to see how item play is going to be played in with both these teams. So far, you've seen both sides be able to use it. Otherwise, I mean, there's going to be a lot to be seen from there as we go forward here as well.
Yeah,
so, yeah,
sure.
any big takeaways from these first 2 races? Anything that you want to point out that you haven't pointed out already?
Um, I guess for what I could say is like Asia's doing a good job of kind of balancing out, like having some people run, having some people bag as well, kind of making sure they're getting the lower place boxes on gardens, especially. After Josh got blued, um, we saw him get chain a couple boxes, so and ends up pulling a star there. But and also being mindful of his teammate behind him and not getting him caught in the blue as well. Kind of that awareness on the racetrack is really important too. And I think that just shows they probably have mostly have good comms right now, are communicating well on the call, and they're not really flooding it with unnecessary things. And they also seem to have a pretty set game plan. Like you can probably tell hopefully they've been practicing with each other for a while and kind of know what they're gonna do and just going out there and executing that plan. And then of course being up there on the running tracks. Um, so far that's just what I've seen from these first 2 races.
Yeah, absolutely. Very interesting to see how that's going to turn out for them. We was just waiting for people to join back in the room. If you guys are just tuning in, we've got 2 races down. We're working on getting the scores right now. We're having some technical issues on the back end, grabbing those. So I apologize for that. We're 2 races down. We had a disconnection from Maghreb. So anytime a disconnection is called, they call it a reset. So they're just gonna reset the room, let everybody back in. Unfortunately, it's not like Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. We're able just to join back in the next race. You do have to stop everything, remake a room, re-get everybody in, and go on with their day. So, modern innovations are very nice at points, and other times, they do hurt the game. But with that time, it gives us some time to reflect on the match, talk with you guys as well. Just reset everything, make sure everything's good to go. So, yeah, I could give you guys a little sneak peek at the room here. We got 5 people in. We're just waiting for all 10 players to join back. And I guess we could just kind of just take a look, give a deeper dive here at these lineups. I did want to talk a little bit about Maghreb here. So you mentioned Nubbly before. Nubbly's a good friend of mine. I'm not gonna try to go on my soapbox too much try to keep this as unbiased as possible. I've been able to see him grow through the past couple years, just through Lounge, Grand Star Cup, and Wars and everything like that. We've kind of seen his impact a little bit before he disconnected going in, and I'm really interested to see if he's going to be able to take that and perform and essentially take that work and perform it as just as the rest of this match goes on here. As your MVP pick, I would like to agree with that. That's a pretty solid pick. I didn't want to pick that because I didn't want to be called out as bias by the rest of the chatters in there. So I took my pick somewhere else with that. But with a lot of this Maghreb team, that first match individually, it was definitely all over the place. So it's interesting to see who they're who's going to be able to step up. Are we going to see a more consistent point spread? Are we going to see more of these kind of like these more peak, more or less individual scores from this team? A lot of that time is going to tell within this team, and I could totally see Nubbly, Brox, or even Shura. After Shura to get that second place there in Peach Gardens, Shura, I could totally see Shura taking that top spot as well for Maghreb there.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, for Maghreb, in order to work their way back into this war, I just think it's just keep it plain and simple, just being up there more in the top spots. Like yeah, I haven't really seen too many of them up. I did see Shura kind of challenging kind of the mid to upper mid spots there last race on Peach Garden. Excuse me, on Gardens, but I you obviously can't count MGB out, especially with the runners that they have. And if tracks like BCW, for example, get picked, you know, they can just have a field day if glitch is open. You know, sure, it can have a field day on on it. And you'll probably see him up there for sure. But I would definitely expect MGB to get back in this match a little bit. I don't think Asia's as I know with the lead they have right now. You might be thinking, oh, they're gonna run away with this match. You know, like nothing's gonna stop them right now. But you obviously can't count MGB out, and I'm not counting MGB out. I think they will make a run at some point in this match and get this close. Who knows? Maybe it'll start with this next right here. Maybe this reset they will take in to reset and give themselves a game plan. Because right now they might just be like a little kind of disoriented, like they just got punched in the mouth. But it's a matter of can they get back up and get back in the fight here. And I think step one is just making a plan and call right now and kind of going over either what tracks you want to pick here or how they're gonna get up to the front and how they're gonna have some people sitting back and trying to get dodges for their bagger as well. As we know that Sasa can definitely pull the shocks too, um, on here and help his team out. I think shock's gonna be huge and very important in an MGB comeback possibly. So we'll have to see. Yeah, we'll have to see how it all plays out here. Sure.
Yeah, absolutely. And one person we didn't really touch on either was Medi. Really, at least to me, from what I've seen, it's going to be a very like wild card position here with Medi. I don't really have a prediction on how they're going to play within this match here, but I'm very interested to see if if Medi is able to produce a high score, they could blow the rest of these people out of the water for all we know. This could be a really fun wild card like position here for Medi. Last minute sub, for this team just to even play this match in the first place. So being able to see what Medi's able to produce as well for this team, I feel like that may also drive this result here as well. They're already down in the hole a good chunk. They already Maghreb already took a top four to the face. They're going to be down around 30 points just off a rough estimation. So very interested to see how they're going to be able to take that from there.
Yeah, absolutely. I kind of wonder if there'll be any subs out right now, like while we're waiting for people to join back the room. Like, I wonder if MGB would sub anyone out and try to put one of their main runners in if they're available right now. Like if Kareem is available or if Froge wants to come back in. Just kind of wondering there because you always have to keep that in the back of your mind. Like if these players just take the reset, maybe it's a tactical. I know Nubbly probably obviously didn't mean to DC, but maybe sometimes they just take a tactical reset and try to sub in one or top runners. So some to keep an eye out over here, as it's taken a while for these players to join back the room. But yeah, I don't know. So far we have 6 in room right now and just waiting on Team Asia to join back here. But yeah, I mean, I'll ask you, BYosh, if you're Team Asia, what would you do right now, having this lead that you have, and with it being a extremely important match in the play, and this is a huge match right here, depending on whether if you're to help decide whether or not you're gonna move on or go home, because this first match really does set the tone for Team Asia. So, what would you do in this spot for them?
Yeah, I think if you're Team Asia, obviously this first match, as you said, it's a big tone setter. Within that regard, obviously you've got a top four under your belt. I felt like I'm a broken record saying that. Um, But yeah, obviously that's gotta hype you guys up a little bit. We also forementioned a little bit of a you know, are you going to be able to hold leads? Could potentially see a big jump in points here, as we are going to see, as we have started to see already, with Asia jumping out to like a 30-point lead, like a 28-point lead already in the first race. Within that respect, and to be able to see where this team is going to be able to go and really going to be able to hold this lead here, I feel like that's going to be a big indicator of how this team Asia team is going to play. Um, we've got a whole lot of Mario Kart left today for the rest of this match here, so I don't want to hold any too early predictions on how their World Cup's going to go entirely, because I feel like that's a little inappropriate. But um, very interested to see how this team performs within this match here.
Yeah, and it looks like we are seeing a host change here. I don't know if people are having some connectivity issues joining back the room, so we will see a new host. Um, and hopefully everyone can join the room smoothly now, and we can bring races back to you guys very shortly here. I'm not sure who's the new host. We'll find out. We'll find out in a second. It is Shura, so MGB now will be hosting the match here, and now this could give them a little bit of an advantage. Now they have the host advantage. You'll see more of them being up at the front, maybe. Sure, and Shura can definitely keep a top spot if he doesn't get hit and he's able to break away a little bit. This could be good for MGB. This could be a little bit of a boost for them. Absolutely.
Yeah. Um, yeah. Again, that I would very much just like to echo what you said. That's going to be a very huge thing. And a lot of this stuff at this point, I feel like only time can tell with that. So, just from us here in the booth, we're going to take just a quick break here, as they're going to be able to settle, joining back in the room here. It's taking a little bit longer than we expected, so we're just going to take a quick break on our end here, play some music, let you guys chill out, have a good time, and as we prepare here for the last 10 races here on this Grand Star Cup. So, or this Grand Star Cup, my bad. This World Cup. It's been a long day already, guys. I apologize. So, um, we'll take just a quick break here, let the rest of these guys join in the room, and we'll be back with some World Cup play-ins here in just a quick second.
We'll be back, guys. Hang tight. And we are back, everyone, with 10 in room. Hopefully, we should be restarting pretty soon with 10 races left. While we went on break, we have a very good friend, Emil, coming in here to join in on the cast with us with his former World Cup team, Asia. How you doing,
Yeah.
Emil?
Dude, I saw Asia playing and it's always good to cast these guys cuz they have another solid team this time. I was very surprised to see this team sign up in the first place since it basically came down to like last few days and I was even unsure if these guys were going to play, but they pulled together a pretty nice roster and even this lineup that we're seeing right now is really good as we've already seen from the first two races and the score difference so far.
Yeah, absolutely, no doubt about it. Asia, as I've said this so many times, so I'm sorry I sound like a broken record, but Asia's absolutely dominated these first two races so far. We'll see if that holds true. Still 10 races to go. It's by no means over, but yeah, this race right here could continue to set the tone, and it would be a really huge boost to Asia if they do win this race coming out of the very lengthy reset. So we'll see. It's going to be Sherbet Land, Asia's track pick. Would imagine two run, two drop here, making sure one of them gets that Aether. We'll see what
Yeah,
happens.
sure. Sherbet Land is definitely the more balanced track between the two tracks here. Definitely favors either team. You don't really know what's going to happen with either one of them until later stages in the race. But, just going to see a few of Asia sitting back, a draft coming out into first place right away.
And yeah, so Josh taking over first really early on, just trailing this fib. Oh, bomb snipe attempt is gonna get him out of first right there,
He
early
is owned.
bomb snipe, and he is back in fifth. With we see some MGB members up here fire on the come up right now, but it's gonna shake. This is gonna shake things up a little bit. I mean, it looks like a 2-3, but Asia, I want to
Strong
say is
spots.
in
I
first, and
saw
yeah.
Sinclair in one, pretty sure in a back green. Going to put MGB a little bit up here. So I think one of Asia is still back there in eighth, unless I'm mistaken. Or no, that would be MGB, I think.
I think MGB is back in eighth. Oh, MHS is off the track after getting hit by I think it was a red there, so he is now gonna take over. I believe last place unless MGB is just way back there. But we do see Josh holding the star currently in sixth right now. He's gonna opt to use it and chain. We'll chain it into triple reds here. And is gonna be he's gonna hold these out and try to kill MGB's right next to him. Does pull the mega and someone is either waiting on turn going at 9. I'm not sure exactly what's going on with the bagging battle right now. If anyone has shock at the moment, there's Sasa, but so I assume Asia 10, I think.
Yeah, we saw Ilias in the back there when Josh was entering the cave, and him holding this mega is honestly not a bad call since there is a little bit of separation between the bottom spots and himself. We do see a Daisy on the minimap in first place, though. That is obviously going to be Shura holding it for MGB. Two of them in the top spots, but Asia taking on most of this mid pack. And if Ilias does actually end up getting shock, this is going to be huge. Considering Josh has a mega here, we're seeing two of them in dodges and Asia shock with three
Yeah,
dodges, actually fire dodging in a mega as well. Should be able to see them sneak into top two here, and we're seeing exactly that.
really good shock from Asia. Ilias came up clutch there getting that shock. He batted really well. Do see a little T-Pow coming a little bit, but it's still going to be a top 2 for Asia. I would imagine they hold on to this, barring a last second blue here. This should be smooth sailing right here. Yeah, it's going to be a top 2 for Asia, and they continue. Top 3 maybe?
Top
We see Sinclair,
three.
yeah.
Yeah, we're seeing Sinclair up there, not seeing any unnecessary aggression from the side of Asia there. Since it's very possible to see some last minute back spams on the line, but top three, really solid race for Asia to just keep their lead going.
Yeah, they're gonna extend this big time now. Like they just continue to dominate the top spots, and obviously Shock helped them there. But yeah, I think it was just really. I think they just continue to play these races really well. They're being smart about the races too. They're not just kind of going in guns blazing. They're kind of taking it back and making sure they have a plan like who's gonna drop to get these lower spots. And they have done a good job of harboring some dodges while their bagger also gets the shock. Like have to give Ilias credit there for sure for getting that shock as it is huge on Sherbet Land. Helped him win the race there.
Oh yeah, for sure. It was definitely a pretty balanced race before we saw like a huge difference in the bagging battle because Ilias was 10th by a decent amount as well, and it seemed like he wasn't pulling Bill, and none of the runners seemed to have Bill either. So it was really good to see that Asia was just able to take advantage of that shock as much as possible. 3 dodges on Sherbet Land. Very, very good to get yourselves up there for the entire race.
Yeah, no doubt about it. No doubt about it, and I mean, it's still early, but it's also, in a sense, kinda getting late for MGB as okay, we'll see BCB gameplay here, but they need to do something right now because it's already snowballing on them, and if they don't get a winning race here very soon, it's gonna be lights out for them before they can even blink. Like, they have to do damage control here, and they've gotta try to stop the bleeding somehow, but,
I mean,
BC
if we're seeing BCW here, I don't know how this one's gonna go. This could go. I feel like this could go either way for a couple of reasons, and by a couple of reasons, I mean the glitch. Because if you guys don't know a lot about Shura on the side of Team MGB, very very consistent glitch taker. Every time I see clips of Shura playing BCW, he is either making the glitch or doing some insane clutch comeback with it.
Yeah, absolutely. Like Shura is definitely MGB's going to be their MVP player here on this track, if anyone, and he's going to be the one that could turn this around. Right now, as we do see, still a top two formation. We will imagine Josh probably going to block glitch right here with this Tanana. Does also pull a Sherman in second, so maybe he
Should be
finds
able
his
to
way into first
see.
round.
Oh, I think the Nana bounced off. He barely threw it too high. I think I know what exactly he was going for there, but it's really hard to get that to stick there. You have to get it perfectly if you want it to stick. But still seeing top 3 from Asia. Pretty easy run. And Shura not making his way up here at the end of lap 1. Kind of surprising. Gus Caster's curse like, at this moment.
Yeah, yeah, he failed the glitch, I believe, but didn't go off the track, so he's back there, but he's not completely out of it. But yeah, kind of surprising to see. We almost never see him miss the glitch there. But we do see Nubbly in second, and the Blues are gonna
A
come
blue
in and
coming
gonna take
out.
out. Or yeah, okay,
Yep,
that was a little
fire
bit of
going
lag, a little
wide.
bit of lag there.
Got to make sure that Josh can pass relatively easy. Josh should be able to hold on to this first place with no problem at all. Doesn't need to play too aggressive. He can just break away on the zipper section here and maybe on the spiral as well. But this track, you never know who's going to go for glitch and who's not going to go for glitch.
For sure.
And we're seeing Shura made glitch going into first
There you go.
place.
Yep. Kind of as we figured, you gotta figure he's gonna make it at least once this race, right? And makes it when he needed to the most. Is now he has a break in first, and Josh, chilling in second right now. We just see
Jeez,
both
Josh is like the only
baggers
one up
back
here
here.
for
Yeah,
Asia right now. I'm pretty sure I saw MGB in 3-4 as well, if I'm not mistaken. Both baggers jumping off, not electing for the Hawk strat. And I believe Sasa, yep, MGB bagger in 10th by a little bit. So we still a shockless race. Maybe could see one coming out from MGB after the glitch.
yeah, and that was a really good POW. I assume an Asia POW there to prevent Shura from taking glitch. Really, really good POW. Is I think he was going for, and I think that would have, and if he would have made, that would have been obviously guaranteed first. So a good POW, but Shura still is looking like he's gonna get first here, and we see Nubbly in third right there. So looking like a 1-3, barring any last second shenanigans here. Looking like there's okay. Shock does come in, but I believe it's still gonna be a 1-3, maybe 1-3-4
Looks like
from
134
MGB.
from MGB. 1345 must have been a last second shock on MGB to dodge up. I'm definitely gonna butcher this. Brooks. I don't know how you say it. Definitely a last second dodge to get himself up there with the rest of his team. So pretty good race from MGB.
Yeah, and I mean, that's exactly what they needed right there. They got their track, they got BC Shura, got first. As a lot of people I think would expect, did the glitch lap 2. He only needed to do it once there to secure the first place. And we'll see if this is a turning point for MGB. Can they build off of this good race and keep the momentum going and maybe get a little bit of a snowball of good races going here, as it's still not over, still a bunch of races to be played. Looks like they're going for DK Mountain, I
A
believe, for
very
MGB.
unsurprising pick, honestly. With a lot of the top spots being occupied, if you only have one person on the opposing team to take out at the beginning, DK Mountain is going to be one of those tracks that you want to do it on, especially with a Daisy starting in first. Daisy has a much easier time handling all the turns on Mountain than Funky Kong, for instance. So DK Mountain's a very good pick from MGB here, considering they have they're all in the top 5. They only have second place to worry about. But of course, as I say that, we're not going to be playing. We're not going to be
It
playing Mountain.
Once again, the caster's curse. We talk about it too much, and of course the other track gets picked. It's Asia's track pick of MC3 here, but it is runnable. But with if no blues and no shock, this is runnable. So we'll see if Shura can do some backing potentially and maybe get Josh out of here. He's gonna opt to just trail the screen and he gets taken out.
Just somehow not getting hit by those. That was
Yeah,
insanity. We're seeing
I
an
don't know
early
how.
Schumer here. Is he gonna take over first? Oh, not quite.
Josh was going to take over first, actually, right here, and it's going to be 2 for MGB, but will Shura be able to snipe Josh? We'll see. Here comes the attempts, and they will not connect, as Josh is going to easily avoid the green and the fib, but still just 2-3 for MGB. Oh, and that's
Oh, and a
fib from
fib
Josh.
connecting with Shura.
Great fib. So that's going to take Shura out and into 6s. His green does connect on someone. I'm not
Oh, I
not
think
sure
I think
who.
it connected with one of the baggers, and we're seeing an intense bagger battle here. I think Ilias just slipped into 10th. Yes.
So so if no one has shock, he could potentially pull shock here, as that would be really good for Asia, as they are kind of in the bag. Nubbly is in 8, so he might be holding a dodge. We do see a mega come out for Asia right here. Unfortunate TC from Shura,
Ooh.
probably gonna be the end of his race if he doesn't pass this off. And
Oh no, this is really bad. Oh,
Josh,
maybe a shot can. That was a shot cancel. Nubbly dodging in Bill. Shura getting into set here could get something good. A
gets the
mega.
mega.
Hopefully it doesn't
That's
squish his
really good
teammate.
thing. Yeah, gotta go what I hear. It's
But is he
looking
gonna?
like
Oh wait, Josh got mega'd. Oh,
oh,
but the Shura get fourth. I
he
feel
got
like that's fourth. I
fourth.
feel like
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
definitely fourth.
I
But I
think
don't know about
Sinclair for sure
fifth.
beat him. I think Sinclair definitely beat him. I don't know what's I'm gonna just say he got fourth, but I could very easily be wrong in that sense. It's kind of a cluster on the line,
Oh,
but
that was almost a really good ending for Asia. I'm pretty sure one of Asia was in a mega at the very end and ended up squishing Josh right before the last boost panel. And if I'm not mistaken, I did see Josh crossing an 8th as a result of that. That definitely would have been, yeah, that would have been 2, 3, 4, 6, I think, if Josh didn't get mega at the end.
yeah, no, absolutely. That's just a little unfortunate. Maybe a little bit of a miscommunication there. Maybe just a better sense of he couldn't get out of the way in time. But because of that, Asia wasn't able to get as good of a race as they probably should have gotten there. And MGB kind of salvaged that a little bit at the end. We did see Nubbly dodge and Bill, which yeah was really good and sure CC canceled out. But kind of an even race though. I want to say Asia maybe won that by one-ish. I don't know. They got 8, so
It
not
was a
really
close
sure.
race for sure. It wasn't too big in anyone's favor, mostly because of that ending segment. It still should have been a winning race for Asia, all things considered, but that ending sequence was definitely good if you're MGB.
Oh, absolutely. But would like to see him get a little bit of better race if they are trying to come back into this match. But they're only down by 45 right now, or 35. I'm so sorry. But
35, yes.
by no means are they out of it. Like that race on BCW was still massive, and see what track is picked. TF does get picked. I'm assuming that was MGB's track pick here,
I'm
and
sure of it.
we'll see if we'll see if Shuri can draft first place. That's gonna be what he's gonna try to do.
Oh, bad startup boost.
Yeah.
Ends up costing the draft, but still holding on to these top spots and getting another draft eventually. Will he survive the red? No.
That red's gonna take him out and put him in probably 8th here, as we do see Asia in a star right now. See what Shuri gets here is an
Oh,
unfortunate
TC.
worst item he could have pulled right there, unless he gets star from this box. If he doesn't, and that's just
No.
tough. Bottom 2 right now at the moment for MGB here.
This
It's
is
gonna be
not a
tough.
good start.
Yeah, couldn't really ask for a worse. That's about the worst start you could. And when you're trying to go back, that's just not good. He's gonna have to go around the cut, and I don't
Yeah,
know.
I
That's
thought he
why
was about to go for the cut early. That would have been a questionable play, to say the least.
Yeah, most definitely. He opted to play it safe there, which was definitely wise. I mean, pack's still kind of close, but the bottom 2 is a little bit separated from it for now.
MGB taking up a lot of these bottom spots as well. I'm not sure where any of the leading players for MGB are right now, but Josh being sent to 8th with a TC and a shell We're seeing MGB 4, 5, 6, 7 right now. Asia occupying top 3.
Yeah, it's looking really good for Asia, and I don't know if anyone has shock right now. We see Elias sitting right there. Not sure where Sasa's at. Maybe she went back to drop the ball. I'm not really sure, but this is, if it is shockless, this is going to be really good for Asia. I don't see them losing these top spots. I really don't here as we come into the second
Yeah,
half of lap.
MGB needs a blue shell to have any chance of breaking into these top spots, and I believe I do see a thundercloud up there on the side of MGB. If they can pass it to Asia, unfortunately not going to be able to do so.
And still a top 3 here. That Pal's just going to kill.
Oh, that Pal is going to hit Shura. Oh, no.
Yeah, that's really, really bad. And that's a top 3-6, it looks like, from Team Asia.
No.
Sure is just, yeah, that's heartbreaking if you're sure right there. He couldn't, there's not much he could have done there. Just an unfortunate Pal, but another really strong inspiration. And that pretty much cancels out their BC Wii race that they did, and they just gonna grab the lead right back again.
Shout outs to our toads on the side of the factory here. Gotta love them supporting our racers in the times of a lot of struggle, to say the least. Yeah, top 3-6 coming in from Asia here. It just did not seem like there was anything that MGB could do to break into the top spots. And when they had a slight opening, they were presented with a thundercloud in 4th place, which basically prevented any sort of comeback for that race from happening.
Yeah, no, 100%. The items were not on MGB's favor, to say the least. But when you're not up there, though, and you're not occupying the top spots, I mean, really, the only thing you can blame it on is just not being up there, especially on a track like TF, which is so front-run heavy. I mean, Asia did the textbook of just running away with it and not failing in the top spots, and you got to give them credit. I mean, they're just continuing to run up and occupying the top spots and are not relinquishing her frontal presence. I mean, that's how you win wars oftentimes. Just run, keep in top spots.
Oh yeah, 100%. Like on TF especially, the beginning is so important in determining how the rest of the race is going to play out. And MGB, I'm pretty sure that was an MGB track pick if I'm not mistaken. So if their pick they were
Yeah.
1-4, it's a little bit tricky to get a draft of 1-4. You have 2nd and 3rd place to worry about swerving into your line, and Shura did have a pretty clean line to get the draft, but unfortunately did not get a full startup boost, and that ended up costing the draft. If he did get that draft, he would have been in 1st place and would not have had to worry about getting redded at the beginning. Since he did get redded, most of Asia was just able to make their way up to the front and hold on to it.
Yeah, no doubt about it. I mean, the first part of the race really can really set the tone, and it did set the tone there, as just even as harmless as a single red proved to be extremely costly for MGB. And it's just like, sometimes it's a game of inches, you know, like if you're just able to break this red or if you're not able to break this red, it could mean the difference between winning or losing a race. Sometimes even a war in like extreme circumstances. And yeah, MGB really got their work cut out for them, as I'm not exactly sure what track got picked. We'll find out.
Yeah,
in a
I'm not.
second.
I don't know. I don't know the translations for this game.
Okay,
Koopa Cave. All right. Another very balanced track, in my opinion, could go either team's way. But hopefully we see MGB play another half start from Shura. Immediately going to concede first to Josh. And no shell either for Shroomba.
Yeah, these half starts really are costing Shura big time. Is now Josh is going to take Shroomba for free there. Brox is going to get into second, 2-3, but we do see some cut takers here. Okay, it is 2-3-4 for MGB for now, with Shura pulling another TC in 6 and not getting the box. That is
Could maybe pass this to Sinclair. Not quite.
Instead, he's going to have to eat this. Yeah, he's going to have to eat this TC. Just couldn't get it off. It was good effort, but those nanos were too much for Shura there. And once again, he just finds himself floundering in 8th place for now. And with Medi back here as well, so it's a bottom 2 at the moment for MGB. Triple Shroom just take cut here, but not the start
this
they
pack
wanted.
is close, and one of Asia being taken out. I imagine Shura's going to go for a 6th place chain here. Could maybe get something better. No, just a red shell. Could maybe see Shroomba happening right here. Yes, sir.
Yeah, takes it. It's going to make the Shroomba. Still pack is still pretty close. Yeah, with it being shockless right now, assuming maybe one of the batters is trying to get a star to drop for their team. But yeah, we're not really going to see much change change occurring, at least for the moment. Sure, it might opt to chain these shrooms and try to get something better in 6 maybe, or might not want to risk the TC. Maybe
Wait,
not, either way.
We see Josh getting slowed down a little bit and Fire in third place. There's definitely some of MGB up there. I'm not sure if they're top 2 or just 1, but I believe I saw Sinclair getting hit out as well. See,
They
oh, sure being taken out.
That is not good. He would have been up there for sure. I wanna say it's a top maybe it's a top 2 for MGB,
Oh,
but
no, no, no.
correct me if I'm
Sinclair's
wrong.
up there.
Okay, I got you. Yeah, so oh, and sure gets
Oh, and a
right out
back
of the
green out of the
Sherbet.
Shroomba as well. Bottom 3 for MGB right now. MGB might need Shock to get back up there.
Yeah, I think at this point, Shock's their only hope of winning this race. As we now see the pack starting to split a little bit from the bottom 3. Sure ain't gonna be able to pull a star here. We'll see what he gets here. More triple shrooms. Yeah, I think Asia's gonna take another winning race here.
If
See the last.
MGB could Shock into set here, that's like the only way they can potentially make a comeback here. Not going to be seeing it. And Shrooms for the cut, but no,
Oh, look
getting
at
target
that.
shocked as he takes it.
Oh, to add salt to the wound. It's just kind of some of how this war has gone on for MGB here. Yeah,
Oh,
it's
okay. For a second, I had a little bit of hope. I was like, wait, is that maybe Asia off the track at the very end there? Nah, just a bottom 2 for Team MGB here.
yeah. I mean, it's just really tough to see for MGB. Is really nothing is going their way in this war, and Asia just getting that shock in top three
Top 3
five for Asia.
5. Wow.
Securing that top 3-5 with that TS on sure in the cut there. I mean, yeah, Asia continues to just come out and play amazing. Like I'm sure they're gotta be, the mentality's gotta be really good in call right now. Their energy's gotta be high. They're feeling themselves right now, and like they're just feeling like nothing's gonna stand in their way of winning this match now, and hoping to advance out of the play-ins and into the Swiss stage here.
Honestly, I don't even know what MGB's game plan from here on out is gonna be because I've seen big comebacks happen before, but like we were talking about with mentality, is it really are they really equipped to have it happen? I I think it can happen in dark times. The Shell Cup is always a good companion. Maybe we could see some track picks from that cup now. Maybe we can see some other luck tracks. Definitely seen a lot of them come out before and help teams out in times of need. It'd be cool to see them here, but this is a very, very big deficit now that MGB will have to make in order to in order to come back from this.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Like, I mean, you're spot on with the luck tracks and MGB in dire need of some luck tracks right now. That's really I think that's going to be their win condition here from here on out to come back into this. It's going to have to be luck tracks and hoping to get shocks as well, get some dodges in luck tracks and dodge up and hoping for some
Oh,
top threes and top fours. But
we're
we'll
losing
see
our we're losing our syncing with the track picks as well from Team MGB. Never a good sign when you're playing a clan war.
especially in World Cup, especially a war of this magnitude. Yeah, that's
Oh
that's
yeah.
not a good sign whatsoever, and it is gonna be MT. So Asia gets another one of their track picks, and this start is here is important. Will Josh be able to hold on to first here? Does get a really good start up, and it's gonna take a nice turn. Oh, it hits the
Oh,
wall
hits
though.
the wall.
Ah,
Come on,
not
Josh. Don't
what
get
you want to
nervous because
see.
of the stream.
Stream nerves, maybe. That's not what you
Oh
want to see
man.
whatsoever. Is he's gonna find himself in eighth here and is not gonna get an item.
No item. It's all part of the plan, though. You can't just hold up all the top spots. You got to have some people in the back getting the power items to mess with the mid pack. But I guess it just doesn't matter since everyone else is dying around the hut area. And Josh makes his way into third with Fire holding on to first right now.
And Asia's still in good spots despite that little mess up from Josh there, 1-3 with Shura being really the only one up here for MGB right now. Still itemless though, Josh is. He can't do much at the moment. We'll have to see if Shura can get into it looks like it. Looks like Shura gets in yeah,
Yeah,
into first
seems
here
like
and
Fire did get hit by something, and sure was able to make his way into first. And Broke's also up here. Asia bottom two, if I'm not mistaken, right now.
Yeah, I think you're right. MGB starting to make their way up here in indecent spots. Oh, that shroom is a little costly there as he hits the Nana. Not gonna find
I think we
fourth.
saw someone get wiggle owned.
Oh
Oh,
no. Nope. Yeah, 1-3 for MGB right now is sure that's still occupying first. Fire right on his tail though. This red could be pretty good. Doesn't get the shroom out of the leaf pile, or leaf pile yet, and he might be able to red nubbly here, but no. Uh, maybe not. Nah, I
does
think he
not
broke
look
it.
like it. No, no, that red is gone. A pal get. Oh,
Yep.
I'm not sure who would have used that pal actually.
I'm not sure either. Maybe Asia used it timed it a little
Are
bad.
we
I
gonna
don't
be
know, or
seeing
maybe
any
MGB.
sort of cannon shock here from anybody? Not sure.
Does
Ilya's just
Ilias
sitting
have?
back here.
Maybe he has Bill. I don't know. Ilias just hanging out back there. Salsa coming
Oh,
back to
another
him.
Nana hit.
That's these nanas have been owning Josh this whole entire race and have been saying, "Nope, you're not
Okay.
breaking into these top spots."
Thank goodness I did not just see him shroom into the fib. Would not have been a fun one to cover up.
Yeah, doesn't miss the item boxes though, and
But
Sinclair
Asia holding
taking
on to a
over
lot of these
four.
mid spots. Oh, fires off! MGB top two.
Oh, that is fireman. Can't be
We
doing
definitely got a
that.
winning race here.
Yeah, that's gonna be a top two. Looks like late shot coming in here. I don't know if anyone dodged. Top two nonetheless from
Oh,
MGB.
wait.
Oh, wait a minute.
No, wait a minute.
Not a
We
top
might be
two.
a 1-3 for MGB. I believe that's Sinclair passing on the line.
Did Sinclair dodge? Did I miss something?
No, they shocked themselves onto the last ramp in 2-3 to see
Okay.
if any of them could pass Nubbly. It must have been a blue throne from Asia
Okay. I got you. Yeah,
and
because I was gonna
hitting
say.
Nubbly right on the line along with that shock.
I didn't. I'm gonna be honest. I didn't think there was any way that MGB was losing top two there. I thought they had it home free, but that's just
Wow,
not
they
the
get
case. They get 1-3
1-3,
off of that.
1-3,
6-7.
6-7 for MGB. Still, I mean, a winning race is a winning race. I gotta give them that.
Yeah.
I'm not exactly sure what happened there.
Me neither. Yeah, we missed. I don't know if the blue was thrown or if that getting shot on the
Yeah.
boost panel was just that big, but Sinclair
Oh,
was
no,
able
yeah,
to break
he
that
he
top two.
definitely got hit by something on the line, and yeah, I've
Yeah,
seen in the
I'm
chat,
not sure
didn't
what.
wait on the line. I mean,
That's
when
a
it's
huge
that when you're
misplay.
I don't know, it looked really close with their top 2. I could be heavily mistaken, but if there was enough space for them to communicate to wait on the line, it's definitely a huge miscommunication if you're not doing that.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Like, those are just the types of misplays that cannot happen when you're trying to come back from as big of a deficit as MGB is, and you're running out of time too. Like, you don't got that many races left, so you can't just you can't have those kinds of misplays. Like, what the difference between top two not something you want to see there from MGB. If that is the case, they did not wait online when they should have. Right there.
Yeah, but honestly, seeing Mountain come out from MGB, very unsurprising. I think their top priority right now should be trying to push into these top spots and see if they can fend off Asia. Now, the other MGB members gonna have to make a comeback on this track. Usually, kind of tricky. Oh no, and we see Shura burning out in first.
Oh no. And if him being a Daze user as well, that's really good on Deacon Mountain if you are able to keep first, and him burning out there now puts him in 8, and he just pretty much loses that advantage of running with Daisy with the better character combo on this
Now we have
track here,
Asia in most
-1C.
of the top spots here. Nubbly taking over first though. Gonna see if he can hold on to this. Maybe try to land some hits on Asia to get the rest of his team up there because that is exactly what needs to happen here if MGB wants to have any chance of winning this match.
Yeah, absolutely. He has to keep first here, and he's got to get Sinclair and maybe even Josh out of the top spots. Right now, he is doing a job of holding on to first. Josh does get it back onto someone, assuming it's MGB. We do see
Yeah,
MHS coming up here, 234 for right now for Asia as we go into the first turn of lap 2 right here, and looking like a shockless at the moment too, shock non-play.
yeah, we might end up seeing MGB going for the shock later on in this lap if Asia continues to hold on to these spots. I'm not sure if there's anything that MGB can do aside from just hope they can get shock and then shock all of their bottom spots in Cannon lap 3 because I don't know who's in fifth, but if it is MGB, they have to start being really aggressive to make their way up here.
Absolutely. Oh, what happened to Fire? I don't know. Oh, the stream. A little bit of stream
Uh-oh.
difficulties. We'll try to get these
Uh-oh.
streams back. I'm not sure what happened there. Last time I see is Fire was just out of the out of second place and Nubbly was in first. I'm sorry about this, folks. We'll fix
Uh-oh,
this.
little bit of internet problems going on here, but you know what? Let's just like oh wait, never mind. I think we might be good.
I think
We might be cooking again.
sure as POV
We
we
are
have.
seeing oh wait, not
Uh-oh.
sure.
Looks like that's
Uh-oh.
unfortunately I think that died as well. Okay, we may
Oh
be getting
no.
back
Oh,
POV.
we got a little bit of PowerPoint moments in the stream. We got Shura, that was definitely a glitch attempt.
Yep.
And
Oh, and we see a blue currently in the air right now, sure assuming up
oh,
here
oh, that's
bottom
bottom
for
3 for
MGB.
MGB.
Or
Oh
bottom 3,
no.
I'm sorry, yeah, bottom 3.
Oh no 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 no.
Really
That
bad
might
race
that
again.
I
Should we
don't know how possible it is now.
dare dare we say it's GG's? I don't know just yet, but it's certainly getting to that territory as that's another really bad race for MGB on
And,
their track pick too? Was
I
it
know that
Mhm.
that beginning really just changed so much. It was that was just the worst possible thing that could have happened at the beginning. You really needed to have a solid start there if you wanted any chance of winning that race. But as soon as that burnout happens, it is almost wraps because you only have two of you up there on mountain at the start. You're kind of relying on being able to have people up there and being able to fend off the rest of Asia. If you only have one person up there and you have Asia in second as well, it's almost impossible for them to win that race unless they pull a shock at that point. And and we did see like MGB holding first for a lot of that race. So I want to say that like a blue is being held on the side of MGB, which maybe they could have done a better job of managing. Like at moments like this, you have to think of like big plays where you like stop at the cannon, let the other team pass, and then just like let the blue rip after cannon. Just slow Asia down as much as possible to give MGB a good chance to get back into this. But this deficit is still really just impossible at this point. I don't really know. Like I don't know how many races are left. I kind of lost
I
track. I can't even
I have
lie.
I'm sorry, I've lost track as well. I'm gonna be 100% with you guys. If someone in chat could let us know what race we are on, that would be much appreciated. Sorry about that for us. I believe we do have a stream back up. We will be bringing to you guys, so we have have fixed. But yeah, I mean, yeah,
Fingers crossed.
on DKM, all I can really say is just the burnout first from Shura detrimental. That set the tone for the race, in my opinion. Like Asia, just they were in the driver's seat from then on. Like it's something that just can't can't be happening, unfortunately. But it's Asia's just like still
Oh, all
driver's
right.
seat.
Seems like we're slowly but surely breathing some life back into the stream right here.
Yep.
A little bit of moments. All right, we got POV back up. We got DS Delfino Square. Who is picking Delfino Square, dude? Come on. I gotta be real,
MGB
dude.
calling. They're in desperate times. Call for desperate
Oh
measures from them. They're bringing out
no,
all the
dude.
stop. They're bringing
Oh,
out all the stops.
like don't get me wrong, you need tracks like this to get have a chance of getting back into it, but is this really going to be your best shot? Because this track feels entirely dependent on who gets the shock. If you're not the team getting the shock, you have a pretty high chance of losing.
Yeah. Yeah. No. Absolutely. Like shock almost always like determines outcomes of this race. Sometimes knows, but oftentimes yes. We do see Josh holding blue right now in fourth. So eight or
More than
Medi.
likely gonna elect to get him after the set. I'd imagine he's
Yeah.
gonna get him, yep, right up here. Just gonna see him go for it. I'm not
Good
sure if
decision
Fire has
there.
any more shrooms here. We'll
I
find
think
out
Medi dodged
shortly.
blue.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
seemed
he
like
dodged
it.
blue.
Oh, another backward landing on Shura. You have two of MGB up here, and you have Shura in fifth as well. I'm not sure what exactly is happening in the bottom three. More than likely, going to
Another
see
blue.
someone catching up here. Another blue shell, and this one is going to connect. And we're seeing
Oh.
a combo red as well.
Oh
Oh
no, and a back
no!
green combo as
Oh no!
well.
What is this? Oh
The
no!
triple
No no!
triple kill from Josh there. No
What?
mercy at all for Medi right there.
Oh no,
If
bro.
if Sinclair can pass TC, no, he's not gonna pass that. If he was able to pass that to Nubbly there, I
That was just
was gonna
raps if
lose.
that TC was passed, bro. I can't even lie.
Yeah,
But either way, you have Josh just holding a golden here. Like this should be a pretty obvious golden up at the double shortcut. No problems for seeing there. Not sure if I'm seeing any bagger movement right now. Yep, just seeing Ilias go in 10th. Sasa just hanging out in ninth, unless I'm wrong. I doubt I am, but you know what? You never know. Just gonna see
yeah,
golden
you never know, that's
double
for
into
sure.
fourth.
MHS, I think, fell
Uh
off there unfortunately. So, but we do see
seeing
Josh making his way into fourth here, and
one
it's looking
one
like it's a
three for
2-4,
MGB.
2-4 for Asia. Yeah, so winning race for MGB.
Oh,
Late shock here, but
I'm
no
not
one.
sure whose that was, but we're seeing some movement from MGB here. I'm not sure if Sinclair got fifth or sixth there. It looked kind of close. So because of that, I'm gonna say it was Sinclair.
Yeah. Probably good guess there, absolutely. I'm gonna go on a limb and say that maybe it was MGB's shock to try to blue Josh on the line and maybe get them a couple of spots. That's my only guess because no one dodged there at the end, so
Oh, that is
maybe not.
mad ambitious then. Oh, we're seeing
Yeah.
Sinclair sixth. Wow. Okay. Odd
So
spot or
1-3.
almost, yeah, odd spot race for MGB there. Still not sure if it's gonna be enough. So okay, so we've seen another GP screen. So if I'm not mistaken, we should have two left. I'm not entirely sure. It's either
Should
two
be
or
it
one.
should be
Yeah, I want to say two
2
left.
left. Yeah, because they DC'd after playing 2 race v1. So yeah, I'm gonna say 2 races are left in this war. And looking at this deficit right here, 343 to 267. I mean,
Oh,
technically, it's
I mean,
mathematically not impossible just yet, but
yeah, I
MGB
mean
has to
that.
have a max race.
Well, yeah, we're gonna need to see a nice little top five action
Yeah,
going on here. I mean, I'm
absolutely.
always down for that. You never know if it'll happen or not. Like I said, the Shell Cup is your best friend. In
Especially if
dire
you want
times
top
like
5.
this.
Yeah,
Exactly. Like in dire times like this, you got a lot of bangers. You could go SNES Ghost Valley 2, Yoshi Falls, for all I know. Peach Beach, sure. Maybe it can work, maybe it won't.
absolutely. I mean, if you want to get really crazy, I don't know if Raceway would work at all. Probably not, but I mean, it's a lot of luck tracks in the Shell Cup, absolutely. And when you do need a big race, like you were saying, you have some good tracks in Shell Cup to help you out. Even in Cup, GC and MC, good track to try to top 5 on. I've seen teams
Oh
go
yeah.
to that when they're trying to get the top 5, but a BC3 is going to be the track that
What?
everyone's picking.
Okay.
Okay,
You
so
know
we're going to
what?
BC3 now.
Sure. I don't know why we're opting for this when we need a like almost 70-point comeback, but you know what, or even more than 70-point comeback, but you know what? Why not? Knock yourselves out. See, this is going to be an incredibly difficult comeback to make. Maybe they're just going to opt to do like, regular running this race, see if they can get a nice big race, and then maybe do an all run race 12 to see if they can even attempt this comeback.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, crazier things have happened, right? I mean, we've seen crazy comebacks in this game, but will the impossible happen? We'll have to see. Only time will tell right here. But two people get taken out by that fifth double KO there.
Yep,
We'll
we
see
got.
Shuri going for
Oh,
ultra
yep.
and
Gonna see
yeah,
two cut takers
yeah,
here. Sure, I'm making ultra. Not very surprising at all.
yep. Josh in second right now, right behind Shura. Might be able to get the red fire on the come up. He is gonna take over
Oh,
second 2-3 at the moment for Asia. Might try to draft fire. Oh,
oh,
that Nana was
wow!
really good. Really
Oh
good
my
Nana
gosh.
there.
Of course, it
Nubbly
connects
up
with
here as
both of them,
well.
dude. All
Yeah,
right, top
why
two
not?
for MGB right now. Okay, okay, we're making some moves. Top 2 4. Okay.
Oh, Braux on the come up, trying to get in on the action here. I'd imagine might see a cut. Cut's gotta be blocked if you're MGB. You gotta block. Someone's gotta block cut. Sure gonna go for ultra again. Pow's gonna come in and gonna screw
Oh,
over Shura for
there's a
sure.
power ultra attempt. Oh
Yeah,
no, it is not a successful attempt, unfortunately.
Shura
We're
is
seeing some
off
cut
there.
takers. We're seeing Brooks up there. Not sure who else took the cut.
Shura fails again and is just
Oh
gone in back
no.
there.
Up, there's two people back there. Not seeing the tags, unfortunately, but considering there's a Donkey Kong on the racetrack, I'm gonna assume that we're seeing MGB in bottom two right now.
Josh probably gonna slag maybe. Okay, Brian, I'm just gonna opt to go with this mega and not worry about
Nah,
Nubly. Gonna back red
at this
here.
at this point in the match, you can kind of just hold day and just have a
Yeah.
nice jolly old time with the race, because there's two people in bottom two that, and one of them is your opponent. So it's like about to be absolutely impossible to make any sort of comeback. But it's okay because Nubbly is insane and gets him off the cut.
Power play.
But a respawn dodge for Josh.
Hey man, it's just they're just having fun at this point. I hear Shura does make the ultra. Josh does pull blue. Does throw the blue. We'll see if it connects on the line. Oh yeah, it definitely will. I forgot. I didn't even look at the mini map. It's on me.
Oh yeah, is it gonna
Um,
hit? Yep.
yeah, it
Seems like
does.
it. Who's it
Sherman up
connecting with?
here.
Sure. What happened to Shura? Oh no. He's
Shura did
off
not have a
again on the
fun
last
time.
straight. Oh no, dude.
Not a fun time for Shura there. Like that POW on the Ultra Lap 2 was just the end all be all for Shura there. As he wasn't able to get the POW Ultra. It would have been really cool if he would have made it. I'm pretty sure this is curtains now. I don't think there's any way you can come back. We'll see what the spots were, but
Yeah, that's a wrap, dude. You're gonna need some like penalties at this point to have a chance at making a comeback. But no, no,
yeah,
no.
yeah. 2, 4,
1
5, 7.
3. Oh my gosh, 1 3 6 8 for MGB. Nah, that's wraps.
That
hundred
is
percent
officially
wrap.
wrapped. But I mean, we just have to take a moment now since this war is over to just give Asia the praise that they deserve and give them credit for playing amazing and playing out of their minds this match. I mean, they just were up there the whole time, always occupying the top spots. We saw some top threes. Uh, I did they get top four at all the match? I don't remember at this point.
Who? Asia?
Asia.
Race 1 was the top 4.
Yeah, yeah,
Well,
you're right. You're
other
right.
than
Right.
that, I don't think we saw a top 4. We kind of just saw like continuously big races where we would see top threes, top 2, 4, 5s, all that stuff like that. You would see those huge races. And yeah, I mean, it was just impossible to see any sort of like momentum coming in from MGB. Like they had a lot of potential chances, but they were blown multiple times, either due to miscommunications or just like mechanical mistakes that were made, ultimately avoidable. But having those happen at this point is very, very bad.
Yeah, and with how Asia was playing there, any misplays from MGB were just so detrimental and so costly. And we did see some misplays from them, like, for instance, them either not getting full starts at the beginning of the race, some burnouts, or just miscommunication, like not waiting on the line on Maple. I don't know if that would have affected the outcome of the war, probably not, but you do have to wonder if they did a little bit of cleaner gameplay, maybe it would have been closer. But Asia it was just utter domination from them, and they played exactly how they should have. And they played like the team that really wanted it, really wants to move on to the Swiss match, and it's just the winner's mentality right there. And give them a lot of
Ooh,
credit.
low trick. Okay.
I didn't predict them to win, but I'm glad they proved me wrong, to be honest, because that was really fun to watch. Really fun to watch there, and I'm very proud of Asia. Hopefully
Uh,
they kill it.
Sinclair about to pull Shock 9, maybe? No, that's not a Shock 9.
Josh is triple shrooms.
No way, bro. Asia bottom 3 right now. This is insane. Surely they don't get bottom 3 here, right? Oh, no dodge for Josh.
Oh, there's shock.
Oh,
Fire dodge? Maybe?
I don't even know who all is moving, dude. We're still
Me
seeing
neither. I can't
we're
tell.
still seeing Sinclair back here, still seeing Josh back here. Someone's off the track. I
Yeah,
would not be
Maple's getting
surprised if that's
off.
MGB. Yeah, that's
It
just
is.
MGB in the back there. Yeah. Oh no.
Yeah, 2, 3,
Oh
4,
wait, 2 3
8,
4 for
10.
MGB. Winning race.
At least they
Yes.
finished it off with a winning race. But yeah,
Let's
that
go.
officially does it. But that was really fun to watch, and um obviously MGB isn't out of it yet. I mean, they did win their first match versus Spain, so they did have a little bit of room to work with now. But
Yeah,
now
they've got a chance here. I could see them making it through still. They had a really good war versus Spain. So like all these teams that are in the play-ins, I think any of them have a good shot at making it out. So it's going to be really interesting to see which ones actually do advance onto the Swiss stage.
Yeah, 100%. I think at the end of the day, it comes down to just maybe better mentality. Who has or who just has better game plan? Who executes more on the racetrack, and mainly who's just occupying the top spots like Asia was doing, and comes down to maybe even shocks. Maybe shocks play a factor into it. We don't really know, but yeah, I definitely agree with you, Emil, that any one of these teams can definitely move on to the Swiss stage, and as we know, it's top two that move on of this team. So it'll be very interesting to see what all happens here.
I, th- I think I'm seeing a question in the chat about how to see how the full tourney works. If you're not already in the World Cup server, I'm not sure if we have an invite that we can slide into the Twitch chat real quick. But if you're in the World Cup server for this year, you can find all the information you need for the entire tournament, including graphics on each stage. And we have one up on the screen right now. So as you can see, we're currently in the play-in stage. We have 4 teams playing single round robin against each other. The top 2 teams from this stage will be advancing into the Swiss stage, where teams are going to be playing at least 3 rounds and at most 5 rounds. The goal is to get to 3 wins. If you get 3 wins, you will be advancing onto the bracket stage, which is going to be after the Swiss stage. And if you get 3 losses in the Swiss stage, you are going to be eliminated from the World Cup. So 8 teams will be advancing from the Swiss stage to the bracket, and 8 teams will be eliminated. Right now, we are playing out the play-in stage to see which 2 teams from this play-in stage group will be joining the rest of our top teams in the Swiss stage.
Yeah, I mean, you summed it up perfectly. I hope that cleared up any questions that you guys had in the chat, and hope you guys continue to watch these streams, and we'll hope to for sure hopefully bring more casts to you guys as the World Cup progresses. And I mean, shouts to the staff that's put this all together. Y'all doing an amazing job of getting this going organized. I think everyone enjoys the World Cup in MKW, and hopefully it just brings more popularity to the game. But yeah, you guys do an amazing job of uh getting this, keeping
Why,
it going here.
thank you. Really appreciate the thanks for all my efforts this year.
Yeah, you got it, Emil.
Nah, I mean, yeah, it's been fun to put everything on so far. I just hope everything will continue to go nice and efficiently. It seems like everything is panning out quite nicely. We got a few more matches for the play-in stage to look forward to. If you want to stay up to date on those, be sure to join the Discord server that BYosh linked in the chat right there. You can find out more about if matches are getting rescheduled. We'll be posting a lot of the schedules that are already been drafted initially for this play-in stage. So if you want to stay up to date on what's happening, you can join the server. There's even a channel in there where you can see Twitch streams that are happening for matches that we are not covering here on Mario Kart Central. So be sure to join the Discord server if you guys want to stay up to date with all the matches that are happening so far.
Yeah, as you see on the score there, 402 to 330 is your official final score, but I think that's gonna pretty much wrap it up. Any final thoughts, Emil, before we officially wrap this up and end stream?
I mean, deficit less than 100. I mean, I'd walk away okay with that one. I'm gonna be real.
Hey, it's the moral victory sometimes if there are any. If there are any.
Exactly. Like, you know, you're 1-1 right now. So like you're still in a good spot. You can definitely make it out of the play-in stage. Asia off to a rocking start, 1-0 with a pretty big deficit to start things off. We might potentially see a 3-0 from Asia. I could see that happening. MGB could also make it through. I genuinely don't know which teams are going to make it out of the play-in stage, but it's going to be exciting to see who joins the other teams in the Swiss stage and who my boys in India might end up playing during that stage.
Yeah, great summer, sure. Hope y'all enjoy the rest of the World Cup. We'll hope everyone cast you, but that's gonna officially wrap it up on behalf of MK Central Week. This has been Vinny.
And this is your boy Emil.
Hope y'all have a great rest of the day or night, and see you later. Take care, everyone.
Peace.